Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, a member of the House Permanence Select Committee on Intelligence. Congressman, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
You just heard, I'm sure, what Senator McCain had to say. Are you worried that the situation in Cairo could turn into a Tiananmen Square?
I think there's some risk of that, but I'm more optimistic. I think this will, I hope, go in a positive and peaceful direction. The Army has shown great restraint. I think the protesters have been very strategic about how they approach the Army and how they try to win over the Army to their side. So I hope that won't happen. I don't expect that it will happen, but I do think that the protesters may be in for a very long haul. I've met President Mubarak many times. He doesn't seem the type of person to easily walk away. So this may become quite a protracted struggle.
So you think he can wait this out, or he at least will try to wait this out?
I think he will certainly try. Whether he can succeed or not will depend on how well organized the opposition is and what their staying power is. I would think that we'll have some culmination certainly by the September elections. But, you know, it could come much quicker. I know the Egyptian people desperately want that. I think we ought to do everything we can to support the Egyptian people and certainly to call on the Egyptian government, as we have, not to resort to violence, to pull back those police forces that were acting in a thuggish and brutal way. You know, I understand the administration's reluctance to call on Mubarak to step down, but short of that, I think we need to do everything possible to support the democratic aspirations of the Egyptian people. This could be an incredibly positive turning point in the region, and we don't want to be on the wrong side of that history.
But does history tell us a little, Congressman? We can open the door to democracy throughout the Middle East. That doesn't mean they're going to walk through it.
Well, that's absolutely true. And in fact, you know, it's easy for us to overstate our role in this in terms of our ability to open the door for democracy in the Middle East. This was a Tunisian-led revolution. It's now an Egyptian-led revolution. And I think we have to be somewhat circumspect about our ability to control events both in the positive direction and the negative direction. Yes, you know, this is fully within the hands of the Egyptian people. I think we can be supportive. I think we should be supportive. But ultimately, they'll determine their own fate. I think we've seen some very positive signs in how unified the opposition has been. A little of it is breaking down now as the Muslim Brotherhood seems to be walking away from its support of al-Baradei as kind of an interlocutor. But for the most part, the umbrella organizations have worked phenomenally well. And what I think is so fascinating is the calls here are not, you know, against America or death to Israel, but rather they're political and economic, they're internal, and I think that's very exciting.
Congressman Schiff, thank you so much for being with us.
Pleasure.
And right now,